I'm so glad all of you like crispy donuts and ice cream because you got to hear that, subhanAllah, you did not go home. That is just one of the 400 children that we're supporting this year, alhamdulillah. One of 20 who took part in this competition. It's our first ever competition for refugee children here in the country and probably in all of the whole world. And I'm super proud of Isma, subhanAllah. And these are children who've gone through really, really difficult journeys. And despite all of that, they have been able to retain the Quran in their hearts. And subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used us this way to make this happen, to unlock that potential in these children. Testing. Right, so you will be watching a video that was a video testimonial by Sheikh Omar Suleiman and Khalid Beydoun. And in this video, you're going to see that he talks about, Sheikh Omar talks about the children that we're seeing now on the screens are the same children that come to our countries and we need to carry on supporting them. And subhanAllah, this is exactly what I wanted to, I hope you all take away today, is those are the same children that we're supporting here. The children that we are sending our money to in countries all over the world, mostly Muslim countries. And just to highlight some of the statistics, there are 365,000 refugees and asylum seekers here in the UK alone. A third of them are asylum seekers who have come through unofficial routes because they had no choice and they're staying in temporary bridging accommodation all across the UK. There are 300 hotels here in the UK where asylum seekers are residing while they're waiting for their fates to be determined. Over 85% of them are Muslim. Mostly all of them are Muslim. In 2015, I was one of the landladies who brought over 6 Syrian families from the borders of Syria to support them during the war. I brought them over here in North London and we supported them as a family. And I noticed at the time that they had other kinds of support from the government, from NHS and social services, and of course, surprise, surprise, from the missionaries and the churches and the synagogues. But what I didn't see was the Muslim community. There was nobody in sight. I was, as a Muslim woman, that was quite daunting for me, and I felt quite uncomfortable because I can see the families, the Muslim Syrian families, feeling pressured to be less Muslim or compromising their own beliefs to fit in or to get the help that they needed to rebuild their lives. So I very quickly shifted my focus from housing needs to spiritual needs. I mean, because if you see what's happening right now around the world, and you've heard it be mentioned a few times tonight, is these people from around these countries, Muslim countries, especially now, we see this in Gaza, their iman is so intact, so strong. I mean, they have lost everything. They've lost family members, their homes, their entire lives have been disrupted. But they continue to say Alhamdulillah. They never forget who their creator is, who their provider is, who is the owner of their freedom or their victory. They don't forget. And they bring that iman, as a survival tool, they bring that with them to this country. They've lost everything, but they bring the iman with them. And when they come here, they feel pressured to sell their iman to get the help that they need from other faith groups. And this was heartbreaking for me. So in 2017, we shifted from housing needs to spiritual needs, and I started with one child, turned into 50 children, and then just last July, we have now got access to 185 of the 300 bridging hotels in this country. And we started searching, we go into the hotels, and you've seen the leaflets on your tables. We literally go into these hotels, and our volunteers, we're all volunteers by the way, drop these leaflets into the hotels and to ask the families if they would like to teach the children Quran. And most of the time, they break down, they cry. And they're so emotional, they're so happy. They give us their du'as, and they're telling us that they've been making du'as for this for months, sometimes years, because they didn't know what to do. They've come to this country, they didn't realize it was going to be like this, that they would be able to teach the children Quran. And so this is how it started, and we now found 400 children since July, from 50 to 400. And we've only been into like 20 hotels. And there are potentially thousands of children all across the UK, hundreds of thousands globally that are still waiting for the same thing. Somebody to walk through the door and offer their children the support, because they've got so many other things to worry about. This is the last thing that they can be thinking about right now when they've got the legal, they've got NHS, they've got health services, all kinds of things being thrown at them. And then from the back door, you've got the churches coming and the synagogues coming and offering all kinds of support. What are they to do? So our dilemma is this: we're all volunteers. So we are looking to now establish a really strong ground team. And we are looking for support, all kinds of support, whether it's your skills, your time, your effort, your funds. But what we need is to create a strong ground team to go out there very quickly and identify those children who need us. And inshallah, within hopefully a few months or a few years, we can possibly reach out to all of those. If you are interested in supporting this project, check out our website. QR code, I think, in one of the slides that you saw, ZubedaWelcome.org. You can speak to me on the table over there, and we can talk about how you can support us if you're interested, inshallah, and hopefully we will have that video here. But before we watch the video, I just want to ask you all to make a dua for my mother. She passed away December 29th on a Friday, subhanAllah. She's the inspiration behind this charity. It's named after her, actually, Zubeda. Make dua for her forgiveness, that Allah grant her the highest of abodes, and that this work that we're doing is a legacy for her and a source for her, a sadaqah jariyah for her. And also, I'd like to end with my favorite hadith, one of my favorite hadiths. Hazur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that when a person dies, all their good deeds end except for three: ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, and a pious child who would pray for you. And subhanAllah, this ticks all three boxes. Thank you for listening, and I'm going to show you the video now, hopefully, if it's there. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.